Today we're heading under the stairs. Why are we heading under the stairs? Well, it's become a bit of a dumping ground, and this whole planning to sell the house and move, it means we've got to get rid of a lot of stuff. So I moved here in 2005, and that was when I was pregnant with my first child. Over time, I've accumulated a lot of stuff. Part of that is things from the kids. There's stuff that people have given me over time, and there's a whole lot of stuff from my business. There's stuff from my stepdad who passed away, his business. Let's just say there's a lot of stuff. I have gotten rid of stuff before, but somehow there's still a lot of stuff. So it's going to be a bit of a mission, but I thought I will get started so that by the end of the year it'll be a much easier mission to get rid of whatever else is left. So making a start with the stuff that we totally do not use at all. Unfortunately, when I've gone in under the stairs, I've trying to solve one problem, I found another problem. So I found that the hot water cylinder is leaking, and it looks like it's got to be replaced, unfortunately. So I've had a plumber out, and the quote will come on Monday. Anyway, I'm going to try and get rid of what things I can on Marketplace. So even if I get like $10 or $20, it's still money, right? There may be some things that I might give away to some friends, family, or maybe to church, so that they might find useful. Anyway, come and have a look. Okay, so I've already started taking stuff out of here. And so this is one part of the room. It's actually really good for keeping bigger kind of cooking stuff that you don't use all the time, but yeah, I've got to go through all of this. And then this is supposed to be the linen cupboard, which has gotten messy over time, and the kids have also thrown stuff just in here. So I'm going to go through all of this in here, pull out what we don't need, what I have to sell, and repack it and tidy. So this is the pile of stuff that's not going back in there that I have to sell, give away, or get rid of. I restacked the linen, a lot more tidy. I've got a few things that I've kept for staging when it comes time to sell the house. But yeah, it's pretty cleared in here now. This is the new hot water cylinder, and it was not cheap. But lucky I borrowed money for this to do that. The next job was to hire a skip. I'd piled all this rubbish up, and I've got these cabbage trees that went in first. I dried them out over summertime, and yeah, just started filling it up. Found a lot of potatoes underneath the cabbage tree. The skip cost $590, which was painful, but I'm so glad I got rid of all the rubbish. This is my funny way of holding down the tarpaulin because it was meant to rain. Now, I also had a lot of scrap metal bits that I put together, and a guy that I contacted on Facebook came along on the same day and took it all away, which was awesome. My garage has become a bit of a dumping ground. Now it's time to sort it out and see how I can make this space make some money for me. Day one, let's go! I found a yo-yo and got distracted. This is some clay that I used to sell, and I've got a lot of stuff left over from my business. I have been in here most of the day. It is starting to look better. I'm covered in dirt, but there's progress. So there's a whole lot of stuff here that I've got to sell. But look, we got some space happening. I've still got heaps to do. So this is two-car garages together. So 4-car garage in here. But there's a whole other 2-car garage over here that I'm still gonna do. I originally got these tables thinking I was going to do a pop-up store with the clay when I used to sell that, so I've got to sell these. It's been a bit of a hard time the last few years. Often people think it's only them that have got things going on, but everyone has different challenges in their life. Life can get messy. People can get messy. Garages, they can definitely get messy. So don't think whatever you got going on that you need to be this perfect mum or this perfect person. It's a part of life. It's a part of the journey. We learn as we go along. I've still got quite a lot of few days work in that garage, but I'm glad that I made a start. Day 2, let's go. So today I'm working on this side of the garage because I need to be able to walk freely between the two. It's a bit of a mix match. It's got my area where I keep the wood. The tools are a mess. There's garden stuff everywhere and leftover parts of the pool which not really existing anymore, which I have no idea what I'm going to do with that. Plus a whole lot of stuff I've got to get rid of that I sorted out once before, but then left it, and yeah, just overall, just make it easy to walk through here. And look, it's raining today, so it's perfect for garage work. Do you know what else makes this bearable? Is music. Did you know that music helps with the dopamine in your brain? So it makes you feel good. So put music on so you can feel good doing these horrible tasks. It took me a lot more time than I expected to work on the workbench because there were so many different bolts and bits and pieces that I had to sort out that I'd acquired over the time I had my business. There's heaps more room to walk through now, which I'm really glad, and I've put chalk marks where the cracks are in the ground for EQC to have a look. Here are some things that I sold on Marketplace. This is a trailer that I actually bought for around $1,000, I think, so I made $500 on it. This candy floss machine, I think I paid around $200 during COVID time, so I made a profit on that one too. The trampoline the kids stopped using, and I got so sick of having to move it every time I mowed the lawns, so it was good to see that go. Now the thing with doing things on Marketplace that I really love is that there's no success fee. However, the annoying part is when they send that auto message saying, is it still available? It's so frustrating. It's listed, of course it's available. It doesn't say sold, it doesn't say pending, but yeah, so most of the time it's been okay. People have picked up. There's just maybe 1 or 2 times that people have not come when they said they would. I sold some of the kids' toys before Christmas, which was good to get rid of those. They've just been sitting in the garage for ages. What else did I sell? Shoes and clothes don't seem to go very well. Sometimes you can stick something on there and it won't do anything, and then ages later all of a sudden someone wants it. So I figured just list it, it's there, and eventually it will go. If it doesn't go, well then I'll just donate it or take it to the dump, whichever. I got this chair, my daughter's ex found this on the side of the road. Someone was giving it away. He used it for a while and then he left here, so I fixed the screws up and managed to sell it for $20, which is good. And these were those parts of the old pool. As it seems that people actually like the water pumps. The water pumps are worth something, so I managed to sell it all together for $50. These signs I've actually won on a trade me auction years ago. I paid $8 for them and I used them a few times in my business, but yeah, I sold them for $100, so that was awesome. Now, I didn't realize how satisfying and freeing it was to actually, every time I sell something, I'm like, yay, I'm like one step closer. And then also it's like, yeah, I get a bit of money that I can go have a coffee, take the kids out for ice cream or whatever. So that's pretty cool. But I think as time gets closer to the point where I'm selling and that I have to get rid of sentimental stuff, that's going to be much harder. When the cladding was getting done on the house, this cost $1,000 to take down. It was going to cost a lot more to put back up. So instead I just sold it. But yeah, it was good to get that off the driveway. So that's the end of my first vlog. As you can see, I've made some progress. When you look at the big picture, it can be quite daunting to do all this kind of thing. But if you just take small steps, all those little steps can add together to get you to your bigger goal. So if you're in a position like me where you have to get rid of stuff, look, even if you just start with a few things a day, that progress or that selling things can give you the motivation. And every time you let go of something, I tell you, it feels so good to freeze yourself from it. So don't forget to subscribe. I will be vlogging more about my journey or my progress of starting my next chapter. Have a good day.